Yes, everyone, that time once again. Welcome to the Final Cut. So glad you could join our sliver of the internet. And today we are looking at an independent film, a Nordic one from over the pond. Yes, it is called Project Z, and it's brought to us by director Heinrich Martin Dalsbakken. And we get the story of a student film crew who go out to a remote house to film a zombie film. Go figure, Project Z, right? Well, out there, between all the trials and tribulations of shooting an indie film with a iconic actor involved and just the stress of production, there's a meteor shower. And well, one of the meteors hits close to their location, and soon some of the cast start acting weird, and we see how a reality and fiction kind of blur as, one by one, the cast and crew are killed. This was an interesting film. This is kind of like a hybrid of Behind the Mask, the rise of Leslie Vernon, if you're familiar with that, kind of mixed in with, a behind-the-scenes indie film mockumentary, I should say, and working a little bit of a social media aspect as well. I mean, they use all three techniques, and one of those things I really like is this feels like a modern horror film. They go from, just like in Behind the Mask, they go from like the cinematic feel with the music and the way it's shot and everything to the found footage angle, more feeling where we're getting the BTS stuff and the behind the scenes, and they're talking about shot setups and such, and there's the drama and stuff between the cast and crew. And then we even cut to some social media vertical video, because two of the crew members also have a vlog that they do on Instagram, that they do a recording every day. So we jump between these three methods of shooting, and not only does it keep a story that is familiar with us fresh, but it gives us a little bit more time to spend with these characters. If you're looking for a zombie a minute type of kill a minute story, you may be a little disappointed with Project Z, though it does ramp up in the third act for sure. A lot of the zombie action and stuff is part of the film, but the makeup effects look really great in here. This cast does well in this mixture of styles of shooting and story. Ellie Harbo plays the director, Julie, and I liked this character quite a bit. She's just feeling that stress of shooting a film, and things just aren't going the way her vision is, and she's butting heads with her boyfriend, who's also the cameraman, and well as having troubles with the known star that they have, played by Dennis Storhoy. He plays Dennis. Pretty much everybody's playing characters with the same first name as the performers. I love this guy. I loved how he plays this guy so well. I felt for him. He's getting into the role. Here's a guy who still has it and still wants to act in serious cinema, but he's in this student film, and you can just feel how he's kind of resigned himself to that, but at the same time, he's still trying to throw himself into the character because he's a professional, and it's just great seeing that mixture of emotions through him. Eben Ackerley plays Eben, and and she, I thought, was really great too. She, a known indie actress who is part of the student film, who, as we learn more about her as well, she has a couple different sides to her, and I really liked the arc that they took her character on. But everybody in here does well. They're interesting characters, but again, if you go into this thinking it's a straight up zombie movie, you may be disappointed. But if you like your mockumentaries, your BTS found footage films, and films like I've mentioned previous, you're going to get a kick out of Project Z. I loved Project Z, except for the ending. It got a little too meta, and it just kind of ends. And I get what they were maybe trying to go for with it, but at the same time, yeah. And there's also just a little bit of a confusing thing going on with how they open this film, with the text of, "This is the found footage that they found on location afterward," and the end of the film. And so I was still wrapping my head a little bit around that. But Project Z is now out on VOD. I highly recommend it. Please watch it with the subtitles, because you get the true, authentic performance performance from the performers. And what's interesting too is they jump between languages in while shooting as well, depending on what they're shooting. Like the guys on Instagram switch to English, and then we get Nordic and other languages when when they're not on social media. So I thought that was really cool angle. Oh, and I've got to mention the cinematography. The cinematography in here, there's some wonderful shots with mirrors in here. There's particularly early on in the film a shot where you're getting a conversation between two people, and one of the persons is in the rear view mirror, side mirror of a vehicle, and the other person is in front of the window. So you're getting the conversation between these two. It's like a two shot, but the one person's in the reflection. I thought that was just a really creative way to do that. And they do that in a number of spots in this film where they use a creative use of mirrors. So yeah, check it out, please. If you have seen it, let me know what you think of it. But I think if you're a found footage film fan or a mockumentary film fan, you'll want to check this out, especially for the creepy and scary ending. So that'll about do it here for us on Project Z. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me babble about films. I appreciate every single one of you. And until next time, as always, remember, keep that ticket stub.